Welcome to Dynamic Power Flow. For today's practice, we will get started in a standing position. We don't always start standing, but for today, I'd like to keep the energetic level nice and high. So taking a moment to arrive on your feet here. Maybe you keep your heels right underneath your hips for the time being. You can rock back and forth gently from your heels to your toes, maybe lifting and spreading your toes. You don't have to engage too much through your legs just yet. See if you can give a gentle tuck to your pelvis. Allowing your palms to gently face forward, feeling your crown floating over top of your nice tall spine. If you would like, you can gently close your eyes or take a soft gaze down the tip of your nose. See if you can focus on your breathing. Take a moment to turn inward and arrive in your moment, in your space, taking note the sounds that are happening in your environment, the sounds that are near and the sounds that are far. Noticing the temperature of the air. Is it cool? Is it warm? Bringing awareness to your breath. Keeping it natural. You don't need to force any breathing just yet. Just taking note. Where is your breath focusing? Is it in your chest or in your throat? As you turn inward in this standing position, you can take a moment to expand into your lungs, seeing if you can inflate your belly and releasing your breath. Bringing some awareness into your diaphragm, noticing how you can control your breathing. And if your eyes were closed, gently blinking your eyes open, keeping a nice soft gaze down the tip of your nose, welcoming in a mantra or an intention for your own practice. I invite you to take on your own intentions, what your body is calling for today. Maybe it's fire, maybe it's contentment. If you'd like to follow my lead, the fire of 1,000 suns is in me. And something that's very important to consider when you're building a fire is the environment that you're building it in. Recognizing the environment that you are in and making sure that this is the appropriate place for you to set up and build your fire within. We can take an inhale, scoop the arms up overhead, allowing the palms to meet, and we'll draw a line down heart center, bringing the palms to Anjali Mudra. Taking an inhale to lift the chin or lift the chest into the thumbs, and then we'll take the chin and tuck it into your chest. Take a moment here, this bow of gratitude to yourself for showing up today. Taking a few breaths before we begin this dynamic flow. Allowing this bow in your chin to bring a little expansion across the back of your neck and maybe through your shoulder blades. Working with your breath, if you'd like, you can start to gently rock your chin from shoulder to shoulder, working some space into your neck. Drawing little semicircles with your chin. And maybe eventually you bring the one ear over to your shoulder. Exhale to tuck your chin into your chest. Inhale to take the other ear to the other shoulder. Working this mobility through your cervical spine with your own breath, your own movement. You don't have to take it too far. If you'd like to pause for a moment, you find a sweet spot, feel free. Waking up the spine from the top. And we'll take the chin back into the chest. Lifting your chest into your thumbs. And taking 2 fingertips to your forehead, pressing your head back up over your spine. You can let the palms drop down, finding Tadasana. If you'd like to alter your foot positioning, you're welcome to do so. Maybe heel toeing your heels and toes together for Samnasthiti, or keeping the heels and toes underneath your hips, engaging through the thighs, taking maybe a micro bend into the knees, planting your feet and isometrically pulling them away from each other. Isometrically, as in they do not move, but your muscles are engaged as if you were trying to pull your feet apart. Engaging, feeling that engagement up through the sides of your legs, through the glutes, giving a gentle tuck to your pelvis. Feeling your core lifting with each inhale. Softening through your rib cage and softening across the collarbone. Building your fire. If you'd like to take Ujjayi breathing, you can tense up the muscles in the back of your throat. Focusing your breath through your nostrils. This cleansing pranayama builds heat within your body and helps support your core with the breath work. Your next inhale will take the arms up overhead, maybe peering up towards your thumbs. A gentle bend to your knees as you bend forward for your first forward fold of the day. And we'll stay down here for a moment, keeping your knees bent. Maybe you draw some circles around your feet with your fingertips. Noticing how it feels in your hip sockets to take this nice deep forward fold. Maybe taking some deep breaths into your belly before returning back into your Ujjayi breathing. And with your next inhale, we'll take a flat back, bringing your crown up ahead of you, maybe drawing your palms up your shins to your thighs, Ardha Uttanasana. Pressing your palms into your thighs, feeling a nice long spine from your crown all the way through your tailbone. If you find yourself floating back over your heels, see if you can shift your weight up over your entire foot, feeling nice and grounded, engaging that isometric pull again in your feet, planting those feet. A nice deep inhale, and with your exhale, we'll plant the hands and step back into plank. Our first plank of the day, maybe you'd like to lower your knees to start. We'll take a few breaths here, pressing the ground away with your pointer finger knuckles, allowing the eyes of your elbows to gently shift forward to support that shoulder girdle, feeling the nice long line from the heels all the way through your core, up through the crown, building this fire with your breath. We'll take one more inhale here. And with your exhale, lowering down either knees, chest, chin, or you can chaturanga. With your inhale, pulling up into a back bend, small cobra. With your exhale, we'll tuck the toes and slowly lifting with your tailbone, press up into downward facing dog. Taking our time through this first Surya Namaskar of the day, lifting up through your tailbone and downward facing dog, pressing the ground away with your pointer finger knuckles, maybe pedaling through your feet, bending one knee at a time, engaging your Ujjayi breath to keep that core in support of your spine, feeling that expansion across the backs of your legs as you settle into downward facing dog. Take another inhale and let it go. And your next inhale brings you to the top of the mat. A step, tippy toe or hop. Inhaling for your half lift, coming into that flat back. Exhale, we'll drop the crown, forward fold. Inhale, take it all the way up, standing, Urdhva Hastasana, peering up towards those thumbs, drawing a line down the center of your body with your exhale for Tadasana. And we'll take that one breath, one movement, starting here in your Tadasana, deciding where you'd like your foot placement and choosing to keep your feet in that alignment through the whole Surya Namaskar. If you'd like to change it, it's fine, but try to stick with the same muscle engagement for at least a few sequences. Finding your Drishti, finding your gaze on a focal point out in front of your body, gazing down the tip of your nose, engaging your core with your breath work. We'll take an inhale, scoop the arms up overhead. Exhale sends the heart forward, hips back, Uttanasana. Inhale for your flat back, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step it back to plank and lower down. Inhale for your back bend, pressing the ground away. Exhale, we'll tuck the toes, lift the hips, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Downward facing dog, we'll take 3 breaths here. Nod your head, make sure your neck is nice and soft. Maybe shifting your chin from armpit to armpit. Pressing the ground away with those pointer finger knuckles. Maybe you feel your armpits lifting into your ears, that's okay. We'll take 1 breath here, inhaling and taking your exhale to take you up to the top of the mat. 1 big step, tippy toe or hop. Inhaling for your half lift. Exhaling to drop the head, forward fold. Inhale to take it all the way up to standing, high mountain, drawing the lines down the center of the body. Tadasana. Next inhale, we'll go straight back up into Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale sends the heart forward, hips back. Inhale for your half lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step or hop into plank and lower down, chaturanga, knees, chest, chin. Inhaling for your back bend. Exhale, we'll tuck the toes, lift the hips. Downward facing dog. Grounding down through this foundational pose. Coming back into your Ujjayi breathing. Refocusing your mantra, building this fire within yourself. Creating the perfect environment so that your flames might flourish. Another inhale here. Using your exhale to make it to the top of the mat. Inhale for your half lift. Exhale, drop the head, forward fold. Inhale, maybe you bend at the knees to come all the way up to the top. Exhale for Tadasana. We'll go straight into the next one. Inhale to lift, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, heart forward, hips back. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plant the hands, tippy toe step or hop back and lower down. Inhale for your back bend. Exhale, lift the hips, tuck the toes. Downward facing dog. Nice and warmed up here. From here, we'll take a breath and let it go. Take another breath. And we'll lower down to the knees, finding tabletop. From here, we'll take some bird dog pulses. So planting your left hand and your right knee so that you might lift your left heel behind you, keeping those back toes pointing down, pressing into the ground with the shin of your right leg and that palm of your left so that you can lift your right hand, keeping a nice long spine, long line from fingertips all the way through to your heel, engaging through your core, pressing into the ground. Take an inhale here, and with your exhale, we'll tuck the elbow to the knee, bending in. Exhale, Inhale to extend back out. Exhale to fold. Inhale to extend. Exhale, we'll bring it in. Inhale to unfold. Last one, exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale to extend, we'll lower the palm first, and then the knee. Giving the hips a little rock back and forth. Finding awareness in your body, this asymmetry. Find some balance in our asymmetrical bodies. And planting that right palm and left shin so that you might lift your right heel behind you. Toes pointing down, bringing strength into that palm and that shin so that you might lift the left fingertips up overhead, finding that nice straight line from your heel through your fingertips, engaging your Ujjayi breathing, squaring those hips down. Inhale here, and with your exhale, we'll bend the knee, bend the elbow, fold in, inhale to extend. Exhale to fold in, inhale to extend, building this heat within your body, gentle motion, combined with breath work, the perfect environment to build our fires. One more, exhale to fold in, inhale to extend. We'll lower the palm first and then the knee. Go ahead and press those hips back. We'll take a child's pose. You can keep your arms active by pressing into the fingertips overhead. See if you can still soften through your shoulder blades. You're welcome to continue your Ujjayi breathing, keeping the muscles at the back of the throat nice and tight. A controlled, smooth breath. And the fire of 1,000 suns is in me. And from here, we'll take the palms underneath the shoulders, coming back into tabletop. And maybe you come up to your fingertips. We'll step the right foot between the palms. Coming into Anjaneyasana. Check and see that your heels are both in line with your hips. Pressing into that right heel, isometrically pulling it towards your left hip. So this is a full body engagement posture. Inhaling to lift those arms up overhead. Find your Drishti, pressing into the ground with that left shin and the right heel, the right foot, lifting out of your pelvis with your breath. Inhale here. Exhale, we'll plant the hands, tuck the back toes, press up to standing forward fold. Inhale for your half lift. Exhale, we'll plant the hands and step the right foot back, lowering that knee down and aligning your heels with your hips. Again, coming into Anjaneyasana, planting that left foot strong, isometrically pulling it back towards that right hip. Inhaling the arms up overhead, pressing the ground away with that right shin, full body engagement in this low lunge. This is a balancing posture, balancing kneeling. Taking a few breaths, lifting through your core with each inhale. And when you're ready, we'll plant the hands and we'll take that left foot back into tabletop. And working through a little bit of cat-cows, pressing the ground away with your palms. As you inhale, drop the belly, lift your chin, lift your tailbone. Exhale, press the ground away, tucking the tailbone, tucking the chin. Inhale for your cow. Exhale for your cat. Engaging your Ujjayi breath here to support your spine. bringing some health into those little teeny tiny nooks and crannies. And we'll find a neutral spine on your exhale. Taking a moment to plant your hands. Maybe you come up to fingertips. We'll take that left foot and plant it in between the hands. Walking through those same steps, aligning your heels with your hips, planting that left foot again into your mat, isometrically pulling it towards that right hip as you lift your palms overhead. Maybe you choose to gaze up towards your fingertips. If not, you can just look straight ahead. It's perfectly fine. Engaging through both legs, pressing the ground away. Take another inhale here. And with your exhale, we'll plant the hands, tuck the back toes, and step up to standing forward fold. We'll take an inhale for your half lift. Exhale, we'll plant the feet and step that left foot back, lowering the heel down. One last chance to warm up in this gentle aligning posture, planting that right foot, isometrically pulling it back towards your left hip socket. Inhaling the arms up overhead, lifting with your breath through your core. One more inhale. And when you plant your hands, we'll draw that right foot back into tabletop, pressing the hips back. We'll take a moment in child's pose. Maybe you make a pillow with your palms. Take a moment here. Grounding down, listen to your heartbeat. Take a moment. Allowing this compression through your hip joints to act as a hydration for your muscles and your joints. These deep tissues, give them some love. See if you can send your breath down into your low back. And when you're ready, we'll plant the hands, gently tucking the toes and lifting the hips up into downward facing dog. We'll take a breath here to align, letting those heels melt into the ground. And with your next inhale, lifting the right heel behind you, coming through three-legged dog. And with your exhale, we'll tuck the knee into the chest and plant that right foot in front, keeping the left toes in line, coming through crescent lunge, keeping that left foot on the ball of the foot. Inhaling the arms up overhead, taking a moment to align. And with your exhale, we'll plant the left hand next to the right foot. Coming into this twist, gently pressing the ground away as you gaze across into the right side of your space. Seeing if you can stack those shoulders as you press the ground away. We'll take a couple of breaths here, finding this expansion, feeling the full body engagement. And with your next exhale, rotating back towards the front, planting your hands, and we'll step back into plank. Taking an inhale here, with your exhale, lift the hips into downward facing dog. Resettling your feet, taking a breath here. And when you're ready, we'll lift that left heel behind you. Exhale to tuck the knee into the chest, step that foot forward, coming to the ball of the right foot. Inhaling the arms up overhead, finding a nice squared up pelvis, engaging through both legs, softening through your shoulders. With your next exhale, we'll take the right hand and plant it next to the left foot, pressing into the ground to find that twist through your spine, coming into the left side of your space. Maybe you peer up towards that left hand, or maybe you peer down towards the right hand. Yogi's choice. Pressing into the ground to square up those shoulders. With your next exhale, we'll bring that palm back down to the mat, stepping the left foot back through plank. We'll take an inhale here, and with your exhale, lowering down. Inhale for your back bend. Exhale to tuck back to child's pose. Taking a few breaths here. Keeping your Ujjayi breathing engaged. With your next inhale, we'll come through tabletop, walking the knees forward, crossing the legs underneath, then rolling over, coming into seated. And keeping your Ujjayi breathing engaged. So at this point, it's up to you to keep your practice active now that we are seated. Sometimes the practice can become passive. That's your choice. That's fine. We'll keep our toes pointing nice and tall, heels coming straight out of the hip sockets, pressing into the ground to feel a nice tall spine. And then we'll walk the palms forward, leading with your heart, keeping a nice flat back as you can, before eventually exhaling to curve into your spine gently, finding engagement in your arms, pulling into your heels, pulling into your legs, wherever you land. Softening through your face, taking nice, slow Ujjayi breaths into your low back, keeping that engagement through your thighs, engaging through those feet, keeping those heels flexed. We'll take one more breath. And very slowly and gracefully releasing the arms and walking the palms back up over the hips. And we'll take that with one leg out. So keeping your left leg forward, bending your right knee in. Again, we'll press into the ground to lift through your pelvis. Keeping this left leg nice and engaged, walking your palms down, pulling through your heart center with an inhale. And with your exhale, you can let that curve come through your spine, softening your head into your knee, Janu Shavasana, or wherever you land. See if you can keep engagement through your core. This is a gentle twist, squaring your shoulders over that leg. Maybe you even walk that right hand over to the other side of the left foot to assist in squaring your shoulders down. Building this fire in a seated posture. And feeling the engagement through the core, supporting your spine. One more inhale. Gracefully releasing any tension in the arms, slowly walking the hands back to lift to seated. Pulling that left heel in, extending the right leg forward. Pressing into the ground to lift through your pelvis. And then sending your heart forward first. We'll take an inhale for that flat back, flexing through your toes. Exhale to release the head, finding your palms, holding onto your leg or your heel, pulling into your strength, keeping engagement through that right leg, through your core as you find space with each exhale. ready, very gently with grace, releasing the palms, and we'll walk the hands back to center. And we'll take Parakanasana, bringing the feet together. You can hold onto your feet and gently open them up, maybe pressing your elbows into your knees. Pulling your heart forward, see if you can come into a flat back. Again, engaging through your core, pulling that heart center into your toes. And then eventually you can release your head forward. See if you can keep the engagement through your arms, pressing those knees away, engaging through your core with your breath. Building your fire, but also finding contentment where you are and being happy with the current warmth in your being. One more inhale. And with grace, very gently releasing the tension in your elbows and arms, slowly pressing your body up to upright. And if you'd like, you can take your hands to release your feet, giving your hip joints just a little rest there. We'll go ahead and lean back into your palms, planting your feet, and drop those knees from side to side. Give a gentle windshield wiper action. Taking some notes, how you're feeling in your hips. And when you're ready, we'll plant those feet and lower down all the way down to your spine. We'll take a moment with some core work, bending into your knees, bringing your legs together to touch and keeping your shins parallel with the earth. We'll come into half boat pose. Taking an inhale like this and using your exhale to lift your chest, lifting your arms also parallel with the ground, pulling your heart center towards those toes, feeling a nice long spine from your crown down into your tailbone. And we'll take a moment here, take one breath, and then we'll extend the legs with your exhale. You're welcome to stay in Ardha Navasana. That's perfectly great core work. We'll take 5 breaths, building your fire, feeling the engagement in your core, in your hip flexors. And when you're ready, we'll gently bend into the knees, staying lifted, finding your rest in this half boat pose. And when you're ready, we'll take a little kick one leg at a time with your exhale, extending through one leg. We'll inhale here and then exhale, one leg straightens. Inhale to bend, exhale to straighten the other leg. Bend, straighten, bend, straighten. Inhale, exhale to straighten. Other side, inhale, straighten, inhale, straighten. Awesome job, one more on each side. Straighten, feeling those thighs and core. Inhaling one more time here before releasing down to your back. Go ahead and rock those toes back and forth, bending into your knees, allowing these muscles to completely soften like jello. Wherever your hands land is fine. Take a moment here. You could even close down your eyes or take a soft gaze down the tip of your nose. Allow your shoulders to soften into the ground behind you. Maybe even release your core. Take a nice deep breath into your belly. And we'll draw the knees into your chest, holding on to one knee with each hand. You can draw some circles with your knees, either keeping them together or separating them. You can even pause with one knee and just roll one at a time. Taking note as to how each hip socket feels. Maybe you've got some clicking and pulling, tightness. See where you can release these hip flexors that we were just flexing. And we'll pull those knees down into your elbows or into your shoulders, into your armpits, letting the heels come up as if you were standing on the ceiling. We'll come into happy baby. You can even rock back and forth gently on your spine, feeling this gentle massage, using your muscles and your bones to realign. You can find your palms landing on your thighs or on your shins or calves, maybe on your feet. Wherever they do land, see that your shoulders settle down into the ground. Soften through your neck. Maybe you tuck your chin a little bit to ensure that soft cervical spine. And very slowly, we'll keep the knees bent, keep those heels flexed, but releasing your hands. So keeping the feet in happy baby pose, we'll bring the palms behind your head. We'll take an inhale while we're down here, and with your exhale, bending your elbows into your knees. Inhale to come down, exhale to lift. Inhale to come back and lift. Inhale and lift. And one more. And we'll come back. We can bring the knees back into the chest. Again, holding on to opposite knees, walking through those hip sockets a little bit. And then we'll come back up to seated. So however, if you'd like to get up there gently, that's fine. Or if you'd like a more dynamic, you can tuck those toes up over your head and roll all the way up. And we'll come into Upavista Kanasta. Did I say that right? Wide angle pose, seated wide angle pose. Pulling the flesh away from your sitting bones, keeping those toes flexed and pointed straight up, feeling a nice tall spine. Maybe you even press into the ground just next to your sitting bones so that you can lift through your crown. Maybe you're already feeling this through your inner thighs, and gently walking your chest forward. You're welcome to bring your palms in front of you. See if you can pull that heart center into a flat back, keeping those toes nice and flexed, softening in, maybe finding a gentle curve. Maybe you make a little pillow for your head. See where you can keep engagement through your core as you breathe, as you soften in, allowing your chest to gently pull forward with each inhale and softening in with each exhale. Keeping that engagement through your core and through your legs, keeping those toes flexed. Maybe you're feeling it firing up in your glutes, keeping that chest falling forward, softening through your face. We'll take 2 more inhales, lowering down. Awesome job. Gently pressing into the palms to walk the hips or the shoulders over the hips. And you can take your palms onto your legs to bend the knees in. And we'll take the right heel forward, bend into your left leg. Make sure you've got a little bit of space here between your foot and your thigh. This will give your spine a little more room to twist. So we'll take your right knee into your left elbow, your left knee into your right elbow. Taking your left hand, we'll draw a nice big circle up overhead, pressing that left palm behind you, Again, lifting through your spine before you deepen your twist. Gazing off towards that left side of your space. Flex through your right toes. See if you can keep engagement through your core. Deepening your twist with each exhale. Lifting with each inhale. Allowing this fire to settle into your being. And with your next inhale, we'll turn the chin forward first and exhale to release the shoulders. We'll come all the way around to the right side just for one quick breath to untwist that. And extending that left heel forward, folding your right knee in, allowing for that space about the width of the short side of the block, or maybe, a few fingers there, a hand. Pulling your right knee into your chest with your left elbow, taking that right palm, big circle up overhead, pressing into the ground just behind your tailbone so that you can lift with your inhale and deepen that twist as you exhale, keeping engagement through your left foot, left leg as you gently twist, using that engagement in your core as well to support your spine, giving this gentle massage to your organs. One more breath here. And using your inhale to look forward first, and then we'll exhale to come all the way around. Quick little twist on the left, and then unravel. And we'll take the feet to the floor, bending at the knees. You can use your core or hold on to the back of your thighs to roll down to your spine. And crossing your right heel onto your left knee. Coming into this figure four, you can gently press into your right knee, opening up that hip, and lifting your left foot so that that knee comes into your chest. You can find your palms either underneath your knee crease or maybe over top of your shin, of that left shin. Wherever your hands land, you can still press into that knee, into that right knee with your right elbow. You can release your core engagement, softening in, releasing any tension in your feet. Maybe even drawing some circles with that left foot. Softening in, allowing our fire to simmer. Keeping this knee tucked into your chest, very gently and slowly allow that knee to land over on your left side, bringing your right foot down to the floor. Finding this twist in your figure four, pressing into the ground with your left hand so that your shoulders might center back down. And then if you'd like, you can take that left hand into your right hip socket and just kind of press into that thigh bone, into that femur bone. Right down in that hip socket, you can work a little bit of space. Gently tractioning through this twist. And allowing it to be as passive as possible, releasing, allowing your chin to fall over to the right. Releasing that left hand from your right knee. Maybe you even let that right knee drop into a deeper twist. Softening in. When you're ready, planting that right foot, we'll take the hand underneath the left knee and lift the knees back into center. You can uncross that right leg and tuck both knees into your chest, coming into this little ball. Give a little rock back and forth before planting that right foot, and we'll cross the left heel onto the right knee, pressing into the left knee so that you can create a little bit of space in that hip socket before lifting the right foot, bringing that figure four into your chest, maybe pulling into your shin or into the knee crease to encourage. Softening through your face, releasing your core, maybe drawing some circles with that right foot, passive. Lifting that right knee into your chest. If you'd like, you can gently allow it to land on your right side to find this final twist, bringing the left foot to the floor in the figure four position, pressing your right palm into the ground to square your shoulders, allowing this spinal twist to soften through your organs. Maybe you bring that right hand into the left hip crease if that feels nice. And allowing the asymmetry of your body to bring balance as we cool down from our dynamic practice. Taking some slow breaths here. Maybe peering into the left side of your space, letting those shoulders feel nice and heavy in the ground. And maybe releasing that hand from the hip crease if you had it there, letting the left knee fall into a deeper twist. Taking the left heel back onto that knee, bringing your right hand underneath your knees to lift back to center. Uncrossing your left foot, you can plant your feet, give a little windshield wiper to your knees, letting those knees fall from side to side, and slowly walking your heels down. If you would like to take another resting pose, you are welcome. Otherwise, we'll come into Shavasana, allowing your toes to rock back and forth, maybe bending into your knees, giving a gentle tuck to your pelvis, allowing your palms to face up, or maybe they land on your belly. Giving a gentle tuck to your chin as you allow your eyes to fall closed, turning inward for a few moments as we seal our practice in. Softening across your forehead, allowing this third eye intuition to flow through you. Finding full body awareness, arriving in this moment, here and now. Noticing the sounds that surround you, the sound of silence, can begin to elongate your breathing, taking more expansive inhalations into your belly, allowing your lungs to inflate with fresh air, bringing attention into your fingers and toes as you wiggle through, pointing and flexing your feet, rolling through your wrists, maybe bending into your elbows, taking a little stretch overhead, bending into the knees, letting your knees fall to one side, bringing your whole body over into a ball, gently softening in, slowly pressing into the ground to lift into seated, keeping your gaze soft, or your eyes can remain closed, grounding down into your sitting bones as you allow your crown to float over your tailbone, drawing your palms to heart center. Take an inhale, lifting your sternum into the thumbs, softening as you tuck your chin into your chest. A bow of gratitude to yourself for completing this practice. Thank you for joining me. Have a beautiful day. Have a drink of water. And I'll see you next time.